Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out of jokes today. Must be Thursday. History, week 2, lesson 4. Here we are. Thank you for tuning in. Lovely to have you here today. We've been learning about migrants' rights all week. You guys must be missing my jokes. Seriously. Hands up. Who does? Well, yeah. Good. Come on. I know you do. We've been learning about migrants' rights and how that has changed over the course of Australia. As it has existed, I guess, since Federation in 1901. We've been working through our workbook and we've arrived at number 5, question number 5. So we did work through and we completed sheet 10 yesterday. Remember, we were speaking about the government's attitude and how that was a problem with the dictation test yesterday. So finally today, read the source below, which I will read for you. And it contains information about Australia's more recent planning for migrant intake. So this is something that is a bit more modern day. Contemporary is the word there, modern day migration patterns. It says, the migration program is designed to meet Australia's economic and social needs. So money, society, we have needs. The total program places are broken down into planning levels for each stream of the program and visa category. There will be up to 190,000 permanent migration places available in 2015 and 2016. So this is relatively recent. This is only a few years ago. The 2015 to 16 managed migration program comprises of up to, so is made up of, 128,550 skill stream places. So that is migrants who have specific skills. 57,400 family stream places, so perhaps those that come in because they already have family that live in our country and they're moving over on that front. And 565 special eligibility stream places, so certain places to the tune of 565 where there are certain special requirements that they might fit. Now, that could be any number of things. We're not going to go into that because that might be a different raft of types of places that might make somebody eligible to come into the country, and the list is quite long. So let's move into answering some of these questions, and this is all that we are looking for today. So it says, which of the following factors does source 2 suggest are used by the Australian government to make most of its recent immigration decisions? You may tick more than one. So which one of these, or which couple of these, do the government use most, do you think, to make most of their decisions on migration and immigration today? Do you think race and ethnic background is a major thing? Do you think language spoken and ability to fit into Australian society is a major important concept in the government's mind? Skills and experience to fill job shortages or boost investment, do you think that's important? Country of origin, so where you come from, is that something that's particularly important to the government these days? Partners, children, other relatives of current citizens and permanent residents, do you think that might play a role? Or the level of need for safety and protection, do you think that might be something that fills a role? There are a couple in here that match the information that we saw in this source. Now this might be something you might need a little bit of help with possibly, but this is something that you can have a strong think about. What do you think these days is important to our government when determining who can come in and out of our country? And maybe you can have a think as well about a comparison between how does that compare from the way it used to be. What did they used to think was the important reason someone could come here? And how has that changed? How is it different? No, there's definitely some big differences. This sums up our thoughts really well for this week. And I'll read this last passage. You can work your way through question number 5. It won't take particularly long, but it might take a little bit of thinking. So follow along with this last passage, and that will be our lesson for today. It's a really quick one today to end. So let's make sure we're having a good think and listening as I read through this. It says, Australia has come a long way from restricted migration to policies which welcome people from all over the world. And there's the change that we were talking about. Today, Australia's immigration program has 2 components: the migration program for skilled and family migrants, and the humanitarian program for refugees and others in refugee-like situations. And we'll recall that refugees obviously are those that are fleeing parts of the world, their countries from elsewhere, where there is trouble and strife going on. There might be war happening, there might be political issues and that sort of thing, where they might be in danger and they need to escape where they live to find a safe haven or find somewhere safe to live. So we know that that's what we refer to when we're talking about refugees or refugee-like situations. While its migration policies might now recognise and celebrate cultural diversity, these days there is a continuing debate on Australia's policies in dealing with refugees and others in refugee-like situations. So that's an ongoing discussion. We don't have it perfect, but we've shown over time that we do tend to get better at accommodating people from other countries, and that's something I think we're still working on in a lot of ways in regards to refugees and those that are trying to escape for a better life in Australia. So, question 5, finish that one off, and we will see you shortly. Thank you for this week in history.